Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy Ron Flip the Jump Man. I'm back with another Jumpman reaction video to the movie One Battle After Another. Featuring what's the dude name? Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Right off the top, this movie is 2 hours and 44 minutes, including preview times of trailers of other movies, you know what I'm saying? So that might was about another 20-30 minutes. I took some notes. So look, this movie on Leonardo DiCaprio, he plays a guy named Bob, which is basically a fake identity because he had to go on a run. You know what I'm saying? Bob is a washed up revolutionary who lives in a state of stone paranoia, surviving off the grid with his spirit and self-reliant daughter, you know what I'm saying, on Willa, you know what I'm saying. When evil is nemesis resurfaces and her daughter and Willa goes missing, the former radical scrambles to find and her and both father and daughter battle consequences of their past. This shit gets deep. It's an action thriller. The plot of the joint is, you know, he's a former revolutionary from a rebellion group called the French 75. Bob, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. If I'm saying his name right, probably say it wrong there, right there, but who cares? This is assimilation. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, who has gone off the grid to raise his daughter. His past catches up to him when arch nemesis, corrupt military official, played by Sean Paul, not Sean Paul, my bad, Sean Penn. In the movie, his name is called Lockjaw. You know what I'm saying? He resurfaced after 16 years, you know what I'm saying, and targets his daughter. And the reason why he targets his daughter is because he has true belief that that's his daughter, because Tiana Taylor and Bob was like in a relation together, but they also was in the group, the rebellious group called the French 75, and the rebellious group, revolutionary group, they went against the system, and what they did was they robbed banks to fund their weapons and survival, and they freed immigration camps and stuff. And one of the immigration camps that they ended up freeing, Lockjaw was in charge of it. But he told Tiana Taylor, "I'll see you soon." She was like, "If I don't see you first." So basically, with later down the road along the line of the timeline of the story, he catches up with her, catches her while she's in the middle of planting bombs at another situation they, you know, trying to bring down. You know what I'm saying? They was against the Matrix. The officer, the corrupt officer, because he was a corrupt officer, he told her, "I don't care how many places you bomb or how many banks you rob." Basically, in so many words, he just wanted relations with her. You know what I'm saying? He was very lustful of a melanated woman, so-called black woman. He was very turned on, you know what I'm saying, by that sunshine, by that flower yanni. You know what I'm saying? So they had relations, you know what I'm saying? And she never said anything to Bob about the child might not be in hers. She never even mentioned that she had even relationship. Even at the end of the movie, it was never told that it wasn't his. He always thought it was his anyway. He just thought that when Lockjaw came after 16 years, he just thought that he was targeting her. So fast forward. they continue doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Bob, he was a professional bomber. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they set bombs at all these different places and stuff. One of the events didn't go right. Y'all see in the trailer, she getting chased. She get caught. But who comes to save the day for her? The one that she's having a sad relationship with. The corrupt military officer, Lockjaw. He basically tell her, you looking at 40 to 50, 60 years, something like that, he was saying. You know, robbing banks, blowing up shit, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, I can get you out of this situation, but I'm going to need some names. She didn't want to do it, but she ended up doing it. Like a lot of these motherfuckers do today. You know what I'm saying? They can get involved in shit and they can't hold their weight. They can't stand 10 toes down. Anyway, she get her names. Lockjaw come after all of them. Basically unaliving a lot of the French 75. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the revolutionary group. So they end up catching up with one of the guys that sent Bob and away to hide out and live in a whole different town. Well, this town was basically like, depending on what your city is, like if you know, certain sides of your town look like it's all Mexicans or some shit like that. All different types of, or certain types of immigrants, you know what I'm saying, residing there. They got their own stores. It's like they spending their own money with their own, you know what I'm saying? They got their own businesses. They got tire shops. They got restaurants. They got laundromats. They got this. It was a town like that. Bob was just fitting in, you know what I'm saying? But he also knew a lot of these people, but a lot of these people were also criminals and shit too from, you know, other countries and stuff. But they ran the town, but they was prepared for, like, if ICE or the feds or the military come in and start sweeping and locking people up and shit like that. They was prepared. They had underground tunnels. Even Bob had to jump because he always, you know, him and his daughter was always somewhat prepared. His daughter was prepared if it ever came down to it, they came being looked for. You know what I'm saying? He had a tunnel himself. So anyway, and if things had got hot, he had to call a certain number, certain line back to the rest of the revolutionary group, because they would help get him out of the situation. But he had to give the codes over the phone. But it had been so long, he was having a hard time remembering, you know what I'm saying? And then it was just like the last part he couldn't remember. It was like, what is the time? You know what I'm saying? You got to see this shit, you know what I'm saying? But he ended up getting it, and they giving him the rendezvous point where he would be picked up so they can be rescued. But while all this is going on, his daughter had already been captured. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna explain how she got captured and all that shit, and all that. You can go see it. I'm not gonna break down 2 hours and 44 minutes. I'm gonna put this shit down in hopefully within like 12 to 15 minutes on here. So the town get raided. They looking for him. The daughter get snatched up somewhere in between. He's trying to find his daughter. He's trying to find Lockjaw, the corrupt military dude. While all this is going on, the mother of his child, Tiana Taylor, she's being in protective custody somewhere Lockjaw put her up at. But she gets to the point where she's like, fuck this shit. She just leave the town home wherever she at. This is all placed somewhere in California, somewhere out in, you know, near the desert and all this and that shit. She leaves, and she just never seen again in the movie, you know what I'm saying? But this whole time, you know, Bob and his daughter is prepared and trained. His daughter was really prepared and trained. She couldn't have a phone. She really couldn't tell her friends where she lived. Like, she really had to, like, couldn't live a good teenage life. She was only 15 years old. So while all this stuff is going on, everybody getting swept up in the town. His daughter, karate trainer, kung fu trainer, you know what I'm saying, is like basically in charge of a lot of stuff, like getting illegal immigrants out when this stuff goes on. So he helps Bob with his escape route and all this and that stuff. Basically showing, you know what I'm saying, how like all the ICE shit going on, you know what I'm saying, that's going on in real time, that was going on or whatever, and showing you how they're more prepared than a lot of other races out here, basically, for real, like, they stay together, you know what I'm saying? I wrote a lot of fucking notes on this shit, but I don't think I even really need all these fucking notes, to be honest with you know what I'm saying? So let me just, give me a second. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was in a malicious group. They robbed banks to fund for their weapons, for supplies and survival. You know what I'm saying? They was a real against the system. You know what I'm saying? And the group won't just, it was a group of like, different races. You know what I'm saying? So they was all, they all was against the Matrix. You know, so yeah, the corrupt military officer dude, he ended up getting like invited into like a secret group within the government, which will probably be like a shadow government type shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was really happy about being selected for that. But the problem is, he lied to them with some of the questions that they asked. And one of the questions they asked it was like, have you ever had any relations outside of your race? And he said, nah. Do you have any mixed children? He said, nah. You know what I'm saying? They asked him, did they have a hybrid? He was like, nah. But deep down inside, he felt that he did, you know what I'm saying? And so that was the whole point of him tracking Bob down after 16 years, because he just wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to know why he's on his search for her. He has his own DNA kit with him and everything. So when he get her, he tell her if these lines are straight, it's a problem. But if they not, then you can go free. Come to find out, the DNA test came back his. You know what I'm saying? So she was actually the daughter of the corrupt officer. But once the secret society group get word back that he got a child, a hybrid child, it becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying? They want him gone. They don't even care about their own no more. You know what I'm saying? So they send somebody else out to unalive him. But they tried, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's going to be a spinoff from this. You know what I'm saying? Teyana Taylor, she stayed hidden the whole time. She write a letter to her daughter. Once they get resituated somewhere else, you know what I'm saying, they link back up. He find her, you know what I'm saying? She basically had to escape on her own, you know what I'm saying? But she was trained for it, you know what I'm saying? But what I can say about this joint, it was a long movie, but it was a good fucking movie. It was very fucking interesting. You know what I'm saying? Very entertaining, very good. I took a lot of fucking notes on this shit that I really didn't have to even fucking take a lot of notes on for real, because it was a real simplicity explains movie, but it was good. It was very good. So while I'm looking at my notes again, I'm just going to double check, make sure I ain't leaving nothing out. I do this my way because it's the gentleman way. And I'm out, man, because this shit gets 5 fucking popcorns all fucking day. Go see it. It was like that. Peace. I'm out. Wide open.